Tanner tells him, "What's up, Sussex Squad? Y'all, this royal news is heating up. There are so many things that have happened. Since yesterday, let me bring you up to speed. One, Harry and Meghan are networking up a storm. They were just spotted hanging out with a man worth 33 billion, one of the world's most powerful people. Yes, they went to the Katy Perry concert. Baby, tell me you got power and influence without telling me you got power to influence. On top of that, they started making trips to Camp David, really supporting the U.S. veterans and really getting into the philanthropy bag. Meghan and Harry look like they are doing great, and it looks like they are about to start setting things up to make some major money moves in 2024. But baby, if that wasn't enough, William is sitting here announcing that he wants to become Minister of Doolittle, or as he likes to say it, wants to do social awareness or whatnot. We're going to get into that. But y'all, even the people in his own country, his own royalists, are dragging him and even seeing that, wait, your whole plan is you already want to take the few patronages you have and scale down to nothing. And they're saying that has sent a shiver down the backs of these charities in the UK, because they said it's almost impossible to get funding if you don't have a royal patronage. What does it say to someone who your only job is to show up and help charities raise money, right? A life of service, that you are literally going to say there's only a handful of things that you care about and everybody else can just get in where they fit in? William is so... We're going to get into that. And I'm going to read the comments off of Twitter because they were dragging him. But baby, this is the bombshell I was waiting for. Omid Scooby, you know, the writer, Finding Freedom, you know, the one that everybody says is like besties with Harry and Meghan. And at the very least, he's like, we have a professional relationship. Omid Scooby is writing a book in game and the palace is shaking. Listen to this excerpt. Endgame, the explosive book from longtime royal journalist Omid Scooby and author of the international blockbuster Finding Freedom, is a penetrating investigation into the current state of the British monarchy. An unpopular king. There have been a lot of protests with people saying, "Not my king." Even when him and Camilla went to the first opening of Parliament since he became king, yeah, they were literally screaming and protesting, "Not my king." Not only that, they said while he was getting coronated, you heard screams of "Not my king" so loud that you could hear it inside the church while he was being coronated. Anyway, they said an unpopular king, a power-hungry heir to the throne, a queen willing to go to dangerous lengths to preserve her image, and a prince forced to start a new life after being betrayed by his own family. Y'all, let me just say this. You notice Kate ain't get nothing. She didn't even get an honorable mention. They should have said, and a princess forced through poverty from her family's crumbled business to wear janky Amazon Prime wigs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I've heard for years that Kate wears wigs and hair pieces. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Y'all know I love a good wig, love a good hair piece. But good. How you got that much money? How you married to a billionaire? How you married to one of the richest men in England, and he got you on such an allowance? You're ordering wigs from Amazon that look like they're for $19.99. And I kept wondering, how did that happen? But then I looked at further pictures of that event, and that's when it occurred to me. Kate was being active, riding around on the bike, you know, being a nature walker. She didn't realize that $19.99 30-inch bust-down Mousy Brown wig with a mean side part was slipping to the right, going to the left. Anyway, right? Again, an unpopular king, a power-hungry heir to the throne, a queen willing to go to dangerous lengths to preserve her image, and a prince forced to start a new life after being betrayed by his own family. They said Queen Elizabeth II's death ruptured the already fractured foundations of the House of Windsor and dismantled the protective shield around it. Yeah, Omar, because nobody liked Charles. And William's not likable either, right? With an institution long plagued by antiquated ideas around race, class, and money, the monarchy and those who prop it up are now exposed and at odds with a rapidly modernizing world. Relying in his vast experience as a royal reporter and for over a decade of conversations and interviews with current and former palace staff, trusted friends of royals, and even the family members themselves, Omid pulls back the curtain of an institution in turmoil to show what the monarchy must change in order to survive. This is the monarchy's endgame. Do they have what it takes? Y'all, I'm going to do a book club on this book. It sounds good. It looks juicy. Book club time. We are going to do Endgame. Y'all know I did a little bit of Spare. We're going to do a little bit of Endgame and just flip through. But to answer this question, do they have what it takes? No, they never did. They never, ever, ever did. The queen might have, but she was just a master at social media. See, here's the problem. They could have survived if William and Kate weren't so useless. But again, that is the end of every system that is propped up through blood and not through merit. Eventually, because at first you think about, I don't believe you were ordained by Jesus and God. You can't tell me that God ordained like white people that look like that. You can't tell me that God blessed you with your face looking like you just can't tell me. I refuse to believe it, right? But I do want to say this. I'm sure whenever kings and queens first started, they were the mightiest, they were rulers, they could leaders. I'm not saying they were good morally, but they won wars. They had accomplishments, right? And I think and at that time it was probably merit, but I think because it just became blood, and no matter how weak somebody was, no matter how inept, no matter how whatever, as long as you were force born, boom, you had it. Eventually you run into this. Usually, okay, maybe this firstborn, the king kind of sucks, or the queen, but then the next firstborn actually pulls a rabbit out of the bag. It just so happens that Charles doesn't have it, right? And then first in line to the throne, William don't got it either. So between all of that, what happens? You have two resounding zeros, nobody adding to your expansion, and before you know it, you're stuck where you are. But let's talk about being stuck where you are. William is refusing to take more charities, and this is really sending shockwaves. Why is it sending shockwaves? People are surprised that they are lazy. Listen to this, right? Where are we at? Let's see. Hold on, let me find this. Okay, so let's not forget to the backdrop of not taking patronages. William just comes out and says something and then runs back. Remember when he was going to end homelessness and nobody showed up at his little thing? He dropped it because he couldn't get pressed for it. It's because he never planned on changing. He literally is the female version of Kate. That Homeward Bound was its female version of Kate's heads together. And I really honestly think that they pick problems that can't easily be solved. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at SmartWorks, right? Women need clothes to feel confident. It can be not easily, but it can be solved with a little bit of ingenuity, which is what Meghan did. Okay, fine. You need clothes. We'll hold a fundraiser. We'll do this. We'll do that. I'll get all these people to donate. It's going to be good. Here, you guys. Oh, look, problem solved. I think they purposely pick issues that are so complex that there's nobody. It's like him saying, I'm going to solve global warming. You're going to end homelessness in Britain by you, a billionaire, giving $3 million of taxpayer money. Anyway, right? He said, anyway, they're saying, speaking about the achievements he has made in the year since he became Prince of Wales, William said, I care about so many things, and previously the families have been very much spotlighting brilliantly and going round and highlighting lots. William is who writes his speeches, because I know he's too late. He is a horrible wordsmith. Is this? If the syllables and the consonant, it's just stop. Listen, I care about so many things, and previously the family have been very much spotlighting brilliantly and going around and highlighting lots. What? I want to go a step further. I want to actually bring change, and I want to bring people to the table who can do the change if I can't do it. Now, first of all, are you saying the Queen, Philip, and even your own father didn't bring about any sort of change? One, I mean, that might be true, but two, isn't that making them look bad and by proxy, the whole institution look worthless? He said, I think the thing that ties it all together for me is about social leadership. That's what I'm trying to find my way in. They said the late Queen and Prince Philip held over 1,000 charity patronages between them, raising awareness and money through their involvement and support of many causes. Meanwhile, the Prince of Wales, who holds far fewer patronages than his father, has stated that he prefers to focus on creating impact and legacy through more specific social campaigns for his tenure, such as ending homelessness. Mind you, he hasn't done anything about that. But get this. And this is what I'm saying. All those patronages were so eager to lock hands. We don't want you, Harry and Meghan. We got this. Yeah, that's right. They were so eager to lock hands. The one thing that is so odd that they all missed is, now you're stuck with William and Kate, who don't want to do any work. And Charles and Camilla can't be everywhere at once. They said William's remarks will likely send a shiver down the spine of British charities that have long depended on a royal patron to generate interest and funds. One charity activist told the Daily Beast, these comments will be very concerning to a lot of charities that have relied on their royal patrons for generations. It is almost impossible to raise any serious amount of money in Britain without a royal patron. At the end of the day, I think William has told everyone he is a Tory to his heart, from the top of his shiny head down to his feet. He does not care about charity. He does not care about helping people that may be in need. He does not care about sharing. He just wants what he wants, which is to be looked at. Now get this. They said Princess William's support base isn't happy about his new woke ideas to change the monarchy. Take a look at some of the Telegraph. Isn't that bad? So your charities are like, what? Like, what do you mean? But the people that are your core constituency that were dragging Harry and Meghan, all they heard is the word change. And they were like, rah, 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 rah. Listen to the way they're dragging William. This is a mess. They said, social leadership, no thanks. That's not your job. No thanks, Willie. Please stay in your place and stop getting involved in politics. If you want to change, stand for Parliament. Why do you think I want your sort of change? Another person said yes. And the same goes for Lineker, Vorderman, and even the courageous Farge. If you wish to change things, put your hat in the ring. Only those who you elect should have such power. And even then, people need to be answerable for their actions. At least we can vote people out as well as in. Someone else said, do remember, William, you're not elected. You have no right to steer us to your favorite direction. Another person said, look, son, you have nothing to bring to the party. So just cut the ribbon and keep quiet. Another person said, sorry, mate, you're a pillock. Why does she stay with him? Well, no one knows. I know. Power hungry, mama broke, you've been bred to be a doormat. I mean, come on. If you've been bred to be a doormat, it looks like a big come up to be the king's doormat. Anyway, perhaps there's something wrong with the monarchy, right? Obsequious courtiers, that's an English word, and I mean from Old Town. Fleets of Range Rovers, endless foreign travel. I think Princess Anne could do a better job than anyone else. Another person said, what does he think his father's been doing for decades with the Prince's Trust? He'd be better to concentrate on that and make sure that it's funded and run efficiently and that it's helping the people of Britain. Why do I feel like half of the stuff came from Camilla's burner account? Another person said, of course, let's build all over the New Forest and Duchy of Cornwall and make a mint. Another person said, I have but one piece of advice for the prince. Only try to fix what is broken. We've had much unnecessary change for change's sake to the fabric of our country. Another person said, a very good comment. There's plenty here he could do with sorting out instead of just like our beloved leaders, trying to change the world and losing sight of what many of us think is more important. Another person said, stick to the ceremonial stuff and the traditional charity work. We're not interested with the filthy rich telling us how to live our lives. Another person said, focusing on fewer, more specific social campaigns. In other words, woke. Talk about being one's own worst enemy. Yo, I love it. I love it. I love it when the clown comes back to bite. Anyway, someone said, will there be a Church of England? Who will hit the Church of England in Greater Islam? Oh, here we go. I knew this was going to start turning Islamophobic, xenophobic, racist. I just knew. He needs to stay away from politics, especially climate change. His father's fanatical views on climate change have caused me, an avid royalist, to think far less of the institution than I used to. Another person said his father's views have led me back to the Republican cause. Another person said this is the beginning of the end. Y'all, listen, you can't make this up. William can't win for losing. Kate can't wear a wig that looks natural to save her life. Camilla can't reverse the 40 years of Sherry and heart living on that face. And Charles couldn't be popular even if he tried. And you know what? Mwah. Chef's kiss. I love that for them. I said it once and I said it again. I've been looking for the monarchy to fall, and who knew? William, son of Charles, was the one that was promised. Y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.